Cobie Smulders.
Hey!
Welcome to the show.
What's up?
I'm very well.
Oh my God, there's a live audience all of a sudden.
I'm so happy you wore your tuxedo.
They have not talked until, they have not made a sound until the applause.
What audience? That's on the sound cue.
That'd be cool.
Thank you for dressing up for us. Nice tuxedo.
Well, thank you for noticing.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's what we're here
I am not
for.
wearing pants, so I hope you don't go past my belly button.
Now this,
that
where
would
do I
be
go
really
from here?
awkward.
Yeah,
That'd
no.
be really awkward.
Frame it exactly.
Frame it.
Me
just
neither. I'm not
boobs
wearing
up, please.
pants
Thank
either.
you. Great.
Listen.
I like your style.
Spider-Man Far From Home is out, which is bizarre to me because I'm like still getting over and processing Endgame. In fact, I'm actually still processing Infinity War, and yet you have been snapped out of existence, snapped back into existence, and then straight into Spider-Man. What's the timeline? What's it like being Cobie Smulders right now? It's like non-stop work. Like, when do you chill?
I wouldn't say that, but I agree with you. I mean, I'm still recovering from the snaps.
Yeah.
And I think we're all still recovering from these huge movies.
Right.
And it's really incredible because, you know, I shot the first Avengers movie.
2012.
2012, bro.
It's got a, you know, the strangest thing is if you think about what the name of that movie was, it was just called The Avengers.
Was there no
nothing, just The Avengers.
Really?
Yeah.
You would know. You work at IMDb.
It's weird. You would know. You were in it.
I know. You'd think so. We'll see more of that later. Yeah, it was weird because even when I auditioned for it, I didn't even know the character that I was playing. I was just given a scene that Joss Whedon had written, which was like female agent. And my husband, who is such a crazy Marvel fan, was like, oh, it's the Wasp. Oh, it's the Wasp. It's the Wasp. And
he was making guesses.
He was making guesses.
Yeah.
And I was willing to roll the dice. I think I did a good thing with that.
Where were you in life back then? Like,
I was on How I Met Your Mother circa season 2, 3.
All right, so you were doing it.
I was doing great.
Mom, Dad, I was
I was working. But I was looking for projects outside of it, and I was looking for projects that were very different for me to play.
I was looking for serious roles.
I was looking for serious, dramatic.
Shakespeare, and you found Marvel.
Yes. And I did, and it was. I mean, it was so crazy. The whole thing. It's been so crazy, but I bring that up because it's so amazing being a part of it and seeing this arc. I mean, everybody's watching it, but for me, I get to do these movies, and I pop in, you know, on day 27. I'm like, you guys, we're shooting another movie. This is so exciting. And then I come back like day 93. And everyone's exhausted, and I'm still like, you guys, we're shooting this movie. And it's been such a great role because I get to sort of be a part of it and internally watch this evolution, but just kind of be able to pop in and kind of seek these little moments out and get invited to the premieres.
Exactly. So all the perks and none of like the grind.
My husband certainly benefits from a lot of
Is
that
he
stuff.
he's like, let's go to that one, but I'm not in that one, but take me anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I get that invite for you know, you're in the world.
Has he ever gone without you? Taken your invite and gone?
No, I don't. I don't think so. I think we've been. I might have missed one because I was working, but no, I think we've always gone together.
You know, we can't talk about how Spider-Man Far From Home ends.
Why not?
Well, we can't because it'd be spoilers. People get angry.
Sure, boring party pooper.
You wanna?
I'm willing.
Yeah.
No, I like my job very much.
But you know, where we can talk about is where it starts, and we know that that's in a world after Tony Stark is
Sam
gone.
Stark.
And therefore, Robert Downey Jr., who is been there since day one.
Yeah, started it off.
And he's no longer there. So how does that affect the set? How does that affect people? You know, that guy was more than just number one on the call sheet.
Yeah, okay, now we're getting into an area where like I have to put on like the Marvel guard.
Yeah,
like, the Marvel mouth guard is going in. There's a shift in energy.
Yeah, it's gone weird.
It's like Cobie's gone fucking serious.
What happened? This is Cobie serious? I thought your last name was Smulders.
This is as serious as it gets. Okay. Okay, so Tony Stark is gone.
Yes, we know that. We've all seen Endgame.
Everyone knows that, okay?
Yeah. You're so scared of being fired for something. I don't know what.
I just like to talk, and you're a very nice person, and I trust you already, and we've just met. So it's very.
You want a superpower? That's that one right there.
And you're very good at it. You're very good at what you do.
Thank you.
Okay, what I will say is that's what kind of this movie is about. Is, you know, obviously Tony Stark was like a big part of Peter Parker's life, an idol, and now that he's gone, I feel like it is a moment for this kid to sort of contemplate where he should be in this world now. And in my sort of role in the film is I want him to like get back to work. I'm like, let's go. There are responsibilities. You owe the people, like you need to step up. And he just wants to like go around in Europe for a summer.
Be a kid. Yeah.
Let's be honest, every
so you're
teenager
kind of
does.
like a head mistress. Sort of like.
Excuse me, I'm a what?
Well, what I mean is like no, not like that. You're not Tony
yeah.
Stark's mistress.
I'm not like that.
Is that the storyline?
No, that is not.
But what I mean is,
sir.
so you're like trying to get him to go back to work, take things seriously, do it for the universe.
Do it for you have to do it for the common good. You know, that's what I've always found really interesting about these movies, and especially being like a Maria Hill or a Fury or even a Hawkeye, Black Widow, where we're all human, you know, and it's. I am always interested with these characters that have to make the choice to put other people. I mean, the military, anybody who's in a serving position where they have to physically put their bodies in danger for other people. I think it's a really interesting, admirable decision. Choice to make, and you know, I think that with these superheroes, it's kind of like you gotta do it,
right,
Peter? You got it. Like you've got webs coming out of your hands. Like step it up, like help people out, and so it's sort of that conversation.
I mean, the only reason why Tony Stark was always a little apprehensive was because he was so young. Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
he was a kid.
yes,
he was
yes.
the kid.
Yeah.
Whereas, is that what's interesting about playing Maria Hill? You know, you don't have superpowers, but in some way.
Or do I?
Well,
I
no,
mean, I don't.
You don't. Did you ever wish, like, at one point you get the Tesseract?
Every script, I'm like,
really?
Does she? No. Okay, all right. I'm on the Bluetooth. Okay, got it.
But they gave you your moments. I mean, we got to see.
I got great moments.
Yeah.
I'm not ungrateful. I'm very grateful for my moments.
What do you think Maria Hill brought to the Avengers since the first time you appeared? Like, what's that? For me, I can tell you what I think it was. It was the heart. It was the fact that she was the normal person in the room.
Yeah.
She wasn't disconnected.
Right. I think it's that. I think she's playing a little bit of the audience. You know, I think that I think she's certainly providing like information. I always make jokes where it's like, hey audience, this is what's just happened. This is what we need to achieve, and this is what we're hoping to do. Right. Okay, superheroes back in. And you know, that obviously provides just general storytelling. But I agree with you. I think it's important to sort of have somebody who is in a more vulnerable place, who is sort of watching these things happening and reacting to it like a normal person would. So I think she provides that. I get to fight people
I love the
sometimes.
fact that you tell the truth about going through the script being like, just give me the Tesseract and let me manifest something. If you could give her any superpower, what would it be?
I mean, I think she would really benefit from time control.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I think that she's such a multitasking, like, she's constantly organizing everything. And I will say, you know, going back to this movie specifically, it was really cool because we're sort of able to take a glance into the world of Fury and Hill and their day-to-day monotony of just going, what are they doing? What are they doing when there's like a battle or when there's no battle?
Yeah.
And they're just like doing the paperwork. I mean, we're not actually going to be showing us doing paperwork in this film because that's a horrible idea. Yeah. But just sort of the field work and just like the general, you know, just asking of questions, just like filling the blanks. And I think that was exciting to me. John Watts sort of had this idea of, what is their world like when all this stuff is not, when there's no earth-shattering thing happening? What is everybody up to?
So we know, you know, on screen, you and Nick Fury, played by Samuel L. Jackson, have an amazing chemistry. How did you approach that off screen?
Well, first of all, Sam is a delightful human being. So it doesn't take much to like get along well with him.
He's a cool dude, huh?
He's super cool, but he's also, you know, I'm such a fan of his, and I even remember like in the first, when we shot the first Avengers, we were on that ship and it was all glass and it was fully realized. It wasn't much green screen. There was green screen sort of outside of the glass, so it sort of felt like a much more intimate set. And we were joking around. I don't know what we were talking about, but we were talking about an imaginary fight or something. And he was like, or I could just, take out my lightsaber and do this thing. I was like, oh yeah, like a Star Wars reference. That's funny.
It. You're so rich.
And then 10 minutes later, I went, oh, he was in Star Wars.
Right.
I'm an idiot. He's been in so many films and he's so talented and he's such a professional.
Talk to me about that. What do you mean when you say professional?
I mean, like he is, he's on time. He knows his lines. He's like got his character. It's just when we're on set, we're working, and then we go home. And we actually had an interesting moment on this movie in particular where we shot the scene and we hadn't seen each other for a while, and neither of us had read Endgame. It hadn't come out yet. I don't even think Black Panther had come out, but there was a lot of holes. There was a lot of gaps.
Yeah.
And we just tried to piece it all, like from his knowledge, like from what he had heard or been told, and what I had been told, and what John was sort of telling us. And we were like trying to piece it all together, and we're like, wait, no, but then you came, but did you come back? And I'm wondering even if we had just shot the tag together. So we were like, okay, we disappeared. We knew that. Yeah. But we didn't know like how we came back, how much time had passed. We didn't know any of that information.
Does that make it hard to do your job as an actor?
Well, I think now, I don't know how many of these movies I've done, but what I have learned is to be very trusting of the process, because all of the people above, normally you like jump onto a movie and the executive producers, the producers are like money guys or women, right. they're just like budgeting and logistics people. But everybody who is a part of these they're so creative as well. Mm-hmm. So what I've learned is to just kind of shut up and just say your lines, and to trust that whatever you're shooting and whatever you're doing makes sense for the greater story. And I've also found that any time I do start pulling that thread, it becomes much more confusing.
Right.
And also, I will say on these films, a lot of stuff changes. Even from the first draft, even from the shooting draft, there's so many reshoots involved in every film. It's literally scheduled, where months of reshoots or whatever it's going to be is already worked into the budget and the schedule. So it allows for this process to go, for them to edit it all together and go, no, you know what, we need to do this. And, we have this movie coming out. We have to link this together. And everybody really, from like Kevin Feige down, they know, this is their world. They're fans, right? So they know all of the stories. They know the comic books. They work in servitude of the fans, So they're very smart about it. So I just, say my lines and then go home to my kids.
Can you name all the MCU movies you've been in?
Of the ones that I've been in?
Maybe. In chronological order.
What is this?
Go on. This is a game.
Okay, Avengers.
The Avengers, sure.
And then I was in Captain America: Winter Soldier.
The Winter Soldier, sure.
Okay. I'm going to be nitpicky. I didn't realize that. Jesus.
I'm giving you the names of your movies.
I've been in so many.
Go on, let's go next one. You're doing well.
Okay. And then it was Ultron, Avengers: Age of Ultron.
That one you didn't need the. It's just Age of Ultron, for sure.
Whatever. It's the.
Listen, we like our details. Next.
Okay. And then it was, and then I wasn't in. And then it was Infinity.
Because you're in it. In the snap. You're in it.
Okay.
Right at the end.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm in the tag.
It counts.
Yes.
You're done.
Right.
You're in.
And then Endgame.
And now.
Okay. And now.
Listen, that was harder than I thought it would be for you.
It was harder because those last two, I don't know if I'm in it or not. And you blink.
What is one thing that has changed the most since that first movie, and what is something that stayed exactly the same?
Oh, I will say the thing that has changed the most is the technology. Seeing how much more creative we can be. I'm trying to think, on the original Avengers, there was so much green screen.
Yeah.
I mean, you would just be 2 dots, green screen, like all surrounding you. And now you're kind of walking and you go, I'm sorry, there are gonna be aliens in here? Because this is like a full-on set.
Right.
And they don't have to, on the day, it's much more realistic, and I don't know the technology behind that, but the day-to-day has become more fully realized, which is very helpful for actors and performances. What has changed the least? The people. I mean, the coolest thing is going back on these films and obviously seeing a lot of the same actors, but seeing the same writers, seeing the same producers, seeing the same crew, a lot of the same crew.
Right?
I'll go and work on, like I was just on Spider-Man, and they're like, hey, I did Ultron with you like 6 years ago or whatever it was. And so they're very loyal to their people. And so yeah, I would say.
Do you have a favorite moment from all the movies when you watch them back? Do you watch them all back?
I mean, I've seen them.
Okay.
I meant to, for the Endgame, watch them chronologically, because I thought that was a really cool idea from like Captain Marvel and then continuing on, but I didn't get to it.
What's it looking back at, like, filming them and being part of this, this movie franchise that we're going to remember forever? What has been your single most favorite moment? And why? Let
me think for a second, because I want to say the right thing, and
But I just want the first thing that comes to mind, to be honest.
Okay, well, you asked me it before, so I had 2 different things come to my mind.
Okay, go on.
So from the first one, the first time you asked me was that scene in Endgame.
Okay.
Where it was, every single person, and it was this crane shot that just kind of went through everyone, because it was when you were there with everyone, you saw all these people who had been in all these movies.
And that was no CGI. Everyone was there.
Everyone was there. There was like 60 trailers, bunch of hair and makeup trailers.
Who were you excited to meet that you had never met before?
I'm not great in group situations.
I've realized.
Especially, I mean, this is all working really great for me here.
Good.
But when it's like Michelle Pfeiffer and like Michael Douglas and the entire cast of Black Panther, I'm just like, be cool. Like, be freaking cool. Don't embarrass yourself. And I think it was just me and Linda Cardellini just chatting most of the time because we're buds.
Yeah.
But it was great because I hadn't seen Evangeline Lilly for a long time. There was a lot of like people that I got to like see and all the Chris's.
All the Chris's.
And Scarlett. It's just like it was a crazy day. It was a little overwhelming though.
I'm sure.
I was just like, whoa. So that was a really sort of, I'll be like a grandmother being like, you know that movie?
Yeah.
The Avengers Endgame.
But that's a really special moment where everyone
It was really special.
It's really cool.
And then the other one.
Go on.
You could pick and choose.
Go on.
Okay.
In the edit.
Was in the first Avengers film, and it's, I can't remember where it is in the film, but it's basically the scene where everybody's around this table for the first time. And it was like, I'm standing there like beside a computer, just like, holy what's happening? I remember meeting Robert for the first time and being very intimidated by that. And I just met him, and I had the best seats. You mean everybody gets to watch it, but I had the best seats and continue to, where there are these major scenes and everyone's talking, and I get to just kind of
take it in.
Say a couple things every now and then, but then just kind of watch everybody, and it's really spectacular.
I would have thought once you meet Samuel L. Jackson, there's no one else you'll be starstruck by, but RDJ, I guess, is such a character.
I don't know. I was like, I think it depends on what you watched when you were younger and growing up.
Yeah.
And certainly, like, Pulp Fiction was a big one for me. But, like, Robert was, like, there were some potentially romantic feelings back in the day watching some of his films. For everybody, I think we can all admit that.
Yeah.
And, so I was, it's such a weird thing when you meet people that you had feelings for watching them on screen. Like, I understand it, but it's...
Believe me, I get it. You know what I mean?
You
No, I'm telling you. No, I meant other guests
other
I've
people?
had. Yeah, for sure. Wow, ego.
Right.
Listen, I do want to point out, Anthony Mackie came and he
yes,
sat down and
he's
did
the
the show.
best.
And I asked him a question. I go, out of all your Avengers cast, which member would you go for relationship advice? He said you.
Me.
So let me
That's
flip it
very
around.
nice.
What would you go? What would you go to Anthony Mackie for?
Well, you know what? I mean, I hope people know he's like an encyclopedia of knowledge. Like he's like aggressively intelligent, and so I would want to go to Mackie for like if I was competing in a
game show.
In any game show, I would want him by my side because, quite honestly, there's been times where I'm talking to him and I'm just like, I can't keep up with you. Am I allowed to swear on this show?
You've done it enough times.
I know I've done it twice,
honest,
and then
okay
I said
with it.
frickin' once.
It's okay.
But I can mentally change to frickin' if we can't drop F-bombs.
Be yourself.
Okay. But no, he's so, like, he's got such a depth of knowledge and is such a great, just great to have a conversation with.
Yeah.
Which is maybe why he said that about me, because we just get into like really intense conversations.
Because you're all hot.
Oh, well, that's nice.
That's what he went and said.
Yeah. I've also been like with my husband for a very long time. We've been together since we were 22.
Okay.
So maybe he takes
why.
from that.
Right.
It's
100%.
successful. It's going well.
Before we move on to it, my favorite scene was when you're playing in Age of Ultron, and that was the scene where everyone's together, but it's the only time we ever see all the Avengers actually chill. Before that, because there's nothing going on.
Totally.
Everyone's hanging out, having a drink. You've got the testosterone line.
Yes,
and that was my fun moment for the Captain America touching the Thor's hammer.
Yes.
Was that a lot of fun to film?
It was really cool, and going back to just being on a set that's real. That whole set was an entire soundstage, so it was really cool, and you felt like you were on Stark Tower. You felt like you were in this world.
But like when I'm watching it, it felt like it was literally just a general bunch of friends hanging out.
Yes.
Was that actually the case?
It was. I mean, I will say there are no jerks, and I keep saying that to Kevin and to all these people who give you jobs. I go, you're really doing a great job hiring everyone, because somebody should be an a-hole, and nobody is an a-hole, which is quite surprising, especially after, these films just getting so much bigger and so much more popular.
Well, you've got an amazing following online. They love you. So we grabbed the question from Twitter.
Okay.
It's at Evans_best_Chris asks.
I think I know her favorite.
It's actually nothing
What's
about.
Chris Evans?
I actually feel like it is Chris Evans who's doing this, but at Evans_best_Chris. Wouldn't that be funny if that was him? And the fact that Chris Evans is probably taken by someone else already.
Yeah.
I still miss #HIMYM.
Yes.
Is there anything you miss about having Robin in your life? And is there a chance of a reunion?
Well, Robin's never left me. You know what I mean? Just right here.
You're so
First
deep.
of all.
So deep.
Very, very deep. We did the show for 9 years, which is such an insane accomplishment for our writers, our crew, all the actors. And it felt like enough. Like, it felt like we did it, and we set out to tell this story, and we were able to complete it the way that the creators wanted to complete it. So, I'll always miss it. It was the best job I think I'll ever have.
What do you miss the most about it? Like, now you can look back and know you had, what's the one thing you miss?
I miss the people. I miss our crew, and I miss our cast, and I miss seeing them every day. It's funny, I went to visit my husband's set, and on the next soundstage was almost our entire crew. Like, they just are still working together, but on other shows. And I was like, I got so emotional, because it was very strange to step into a world that was so familial to you, and then all of a sudden it was it was over. But the second part of the question
chance of
was
a reunion. I guess inquiring minds want to know.
I think it's too soon. I would love to work with the cast again. And
is it possible storyline wise? Can they do it?
We were doing a story, the guy telling his kids so you could pick up kind of anywhere, I guess.
Did you like the way it ended?
I did. I know there was a lot of people had very big feelings about it. What I have heard, which has been interesting, which I do agree with, is now that it's streaming, right? So we were back in the day of where the dinosaurs were,
Old school.
where people would watch television every night.
Those are
You'd
the
get
box
your family
things that you
together
have,
and you'd watch it at the time it aired. And so that started, and it was like that for 6 seasons, right? And then the streaming kind of caught up. And what I'm hearing from people now is I'll meet somebody and they're usually like kind of crazed and they're like, I just watched the entire series last weekend. Like, that is a lot of television. But when you watch it, that back to back, the Robin and Ted arc makes more sense. Because what happened in the middle is people kind of fell in love with Robin and Barney. And I do understand, and I do think that we, for that last season, we rushed through a lot of stuff that maybe we could have milked a little bit more. But it's a combination of two things. It's a combination of just not having enough time. And I think we were so concerned about spoilers. Like, we were so concerned that they were going to find out that the mother died, and that Ted and Robin were going to reconnect. I think they were so nervous because this is all new, and it was all of a sudden we were a show that we had okay ratings. But we were never, like, it wasn't as followed as it was until like almost the show was done, or that last year was sort of the biggest it was. So we didn't ever live under that pressure of, oh my God, are people going to find out? We got to be more secretive about it. So I think it was that, but I would have liked to milk things more. But you do what you can do, and I hope that people now, when they watch it, hopefully not in a weekend, but
they love it.
That they can appreciate that more.
What's amazing to me is you left that show because of the pressure to spoil and join the Marvel Cinematic Universe, where for years,
but they've
since
made it
2012,
technically impossible for me because they have this it's a website. It's not a website, but it's you have to log on, and I can never remember my password because it's 17 numbers and symbols and
that they give to you.
That they give to me, and or I'm always losing it.
So they give you this
thing, and then you get your sides, and you don't even get full scripts, and sometimes they're
other
redacted.
people's stuff, and
they'll give you sides, but they'll be blacked out, and then you have to hand them back at the end of the day.
Okay.
And you can't actually take photos of it. There's something with the paper. I don't know. I haven't tried it. I'm paranoid.
Wow.
I'm paranoid. So
Could you imagine if Maria Hill had that problem every time she's trying to use computer?
I know. Well, she's like the one developing all of this encrypted stuff in the world. So I would hope she's better at it than I am.
Let's talk, Cobie, about what you're watching at home.
Okay.
What are you into apart from binge watching How I Met Your Mother?
Every weekend.
Because it streams.
Yes. I am really into Fosse Verdon.
Okay. Sam Rockwell.
Yes, Sam Rockwell, Michelle Williams, crushing it.
Yeah. What do you like about that show?
Well, I'm a New York theater lover. My friend Tommy directed it. And it's just this, I don't know, just like the history of musical theater. There's such an interesting dynamic between these two characters. And it's really well done, so I really enjoy it. I also just enjoy a musical.
Yeah.
I enjoy stuff with dance in it because I appreciate just the artistry behind it.
You
the
and
amount
Chris
of training.
Evans.
Yes.
That's his jam.
Yeah, for sure.
What's something else?
Killing Eve, I'm really obsessed with.
Tell me why. Well, apart from all the obvious reasons, but...
I love that it's a show about two female leads. I love that it's an interesting, dark love story between these two, and funny.
Weirdly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I also just think it's beautiful. I love how it's shot in multiple countries, and I'm just really into the characters and the actors playing them.
They're both fantastic.
Yeah.
Give me one more. Is there a movie you're looking forward to?
Yes.
Summer season, apart from your own, which that's on my watch list.
Which the Spider-Man? Well, I'm very
times.
I haven't seen it yet. Well,
you need to make some time and
I
go
will
see
it.
What else are you looking forward to?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I mean, I'm a big Tarantino fan.
Huge. Favorite Tarantino movie?
I mean, I think I loved I love Pulp Fiction, but I really loved the first Kill Bill.
Love that movie.
I really loved it. So I would say those two.
Okay.
But, yeah.
And what are you excited about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Well, I I think it was a really interesting time period. I love anything that's old Hollywood. I don't know much about it, quite honestly. I mean, it's got Leo and Brad, so it's sort of like, and Margot Robbie. I mean, it's like you don't really have to, say more. But I'm interested in like old Hollywood and it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
It looks like it's going to be beautiful.
From what I've heard, it's a bunch of different stories all kind of coming into one.
That they're going to meet up as separate things,
how like Pulp Fiction was,
right? Yes,
something like that.
That's cool.
But
that's
you
cool.
and me both are super excited for that. I was super excited for this, and honestly, I'm super excited for the next time you come in and do this with us as well, because it's a lot of fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having
coming
me.
by. Congrats
Thank you for having me.
Everything.